Am I audible?
Good evening, sir.
Ashok and Kanaya, just a quick check. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so first of all, let me thank everybody, all the people for joining us today for this talk. And not to forget, I have to welcome Miss Bhuvana Sriram here today. Honestly, guys, Bhuvana doesn't need an introduction. She has had a very stellar career in terms of academics, in terms of the professional experience that she has, and then in terms of being an entrepreneur, a financial planner on her own. So she brings years and years of expertise, experience today today with us, and that's what she is probably going to enlighten us to talk more about her experiences and probably helping you prepare to be one of the top-notch financial planners. So I am Rajesh Kumar Singh, the Director and CEO for International College of Financial Planning. And I am joined here by my team, Ashok, Kanaya, Krishan, everybody. And on behalf of entire team, we welcome Bhuvana for joining us today. And thank you all the other participants for being here. Of course, it's Bhuvna's days, it's not mine, so I will not take much of the time. But just to set the agenda for the talk very clear. So one, uh, ladies and gentlemen, we have deliberately kept all of you on mute. So if you are finding it difficult to unmute yourself, don't worry. We will allow you to unmute at the appropriate time. This has been done so that when ma'am speaks, you hear her loud and clear. Her message comes to us. And we all have, gathered here to hear her. So probably we will like to have that clarity. So that's one. And so she will begin her talk. At the end, we will allow you to unmute. You have to just raise hands using Zoom and we will allow you to unmute one by one. You can ask questions. Followed by her talk. Her talk will, she has limited time. She has other commitments too. So followed by her talk, there will be another 10-15 minutes of information sharing that I would be doing. So stay tuned even after Bhuvana leaves. So that's what the agenda, the format of the day is. So once again, thank you so much, Bhuvana, for joining us. My team is really thankful to you for being here. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rajesh. Thank you very much. And I really appreciate you inviting me over, and you called me one of India's best and all that. I don't think that's true, but then if you say so, who am I to deny it? But there are a lot of amazing financial planners in the industry who continue to inspire us, and we keep learning and we keep growing. So the topic that was given to me, Rajesh, is financial planning as a career for us and as a way to change lives for clients, right? So is that what you wanted me to talk about?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so I don't really have anything like a presentation. So I just put together a few thoughts that I thought might be useful. Just give me a quick idea about the audience. Are they all students of CFP, or are they practitioners, or are they thinking of becoming students? What is the background?
So there would be very few students, otherwise they will be all financial professionals. They may be having their own advisory, or they may be MFDs or IFAs.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So maybe we could just take a quick one on the chat already. Yes, company secretary, CA, LLB, thinking about CFA. Okay. MFDs. So any yeah. Okay. MFD, MBA. Okay. Insurance. Completed CFP. Okay. Planning for CFP. Oh, okay. Okay. CA in financial consultancy, okay, CFP, MFD, planning for CFP. Okay, there are students also and people who've completed their CFP also, chartered accountants also, right? Okay, amazing, okay. Chief manager in PSB, okay, insurance and mutual funds, PGDM and finance. Amazing, good. That's a very august audience and there's quite a few people out here. Thank you very much for joining to hear me share a little bit of whatever my journey has been. And I'm presuming this is to talk more about certified financial planning as a possible career option and how it can be of value to clients, right? So let me just start with Thank you, guys. Thank you. Amazing. Thank you very much. I get a fair view of what the audience are like. Very, very heterogeneous. There's nothing to put your hand and say, okay, this is what they are. So that's great. Amazing. Okay. So very quickly, my journey, I started off. Is that okay if I start that way and talk about how my entry into financial planning has been and, what I've been up to? Is that all right?
Yeah, please, please. We are waiting to hear your story.
Okay, good. Nice. Okay. So I started my jobs as a salesperson for commercial vehicles. So that was my first job. I joined this company called Tata Motors, and my career started with as a commercial vehicle salesperson. Okay, and I moved on to financial services more in pursuit of knowing how to manage my own money. Okay, that was my idea, and I joined Sundaram Finance, and I was selling mutual funds of Sundaram Mutual and LIC products. So because they were corporate agents for LIC, and this was, I'm talking 2004. Okay, so CFP was not a thing then, so we were doing mutual fund distribution, and that was just the beginning of the bull run of that period, right? 2004. So we had new launches, new NFO, Sundaram Select Mid Cap, and so that was a very exciting time to be in the mutual fund industry. Mutual funds, nobody even knew about it. CFP, so it's another thing altogether. Nobody knew anything about it. And we were doing LIC also. So in 2006, I think, so that was going on for some time. It was all very interesting. I was personally interested in investing in mutual funds, and that's when my journey into investing started back in 2004. And in 2006, a person called Arun from ICOFP, from Bajaj, came and met me and made this presentation on saying CFP is a new certification. Bajaj Capital is promoting it, and you should do it, right? So I think I reached out after I read an article on Outlook Money or something like that, and he came and explained that whole product. The course, and it was an interesting course. At that point in time, we had 6 exams, and the last exam was supposed to be Viva. Right, so you have to go and actually make a plan and present it to a group of the people who would assess whether your plan is good or not. So it was very exciting, and so we had classes. So we would go for classes every weekend, and every exam you'd take the introduction as a separate exam, and then tax planning, and then investments and insurance. So it was exciting. I made a lot of friends. Some of them continue to be my friends. So I took some time to finish it, and then maternity and all. So 2008 is when I finished my CFP. So that was back then. So I was one of the few people, and we're back then in Chennai. So after finishing my CFP, I moved on from being a distributor of just mutual funds in LIC to a wealth management company. So I was working for a company called Wealth Advisors India. We were managing HNI Wealth. So it wasn't much of financial planning work, but I did it. But it was the best experience of my time, because it was the years between 2007 and 2009. And I was in the wealth management industry in stock markets, trying to do whatever wealth managers were doing at that point in time during the 2008 fall in the market and 2009. So they were the learning ground for most of what we learned about wealth management. And 2008, after I finished my CFP, I strangely, for some reason, I signed on my first client, who I'll talk about that client in just a little while. He paid me a fee of 5,000 rupees. 5,000 rupees was my first fee, and it was big because it was proof of concept for me, because I never knew anybody would pay for something like financial planning. I went and told them this big thing about you have to look at it comprehensively, otherwise what you're doing is it's like 5 blind men looking at an elephant. Nobody knows anything. Your investment advisor saying something, your insurance person is saying something, so you have to look at the whole picture. I gave them this big speed, and they fell for it, and they pay me 5,000 rupees to write their financial plan. And that was my first experience in preparing a financial plan. There were no financial planning softwares and all. We were just using Excel and Word, and everything that I learned in my CFP course, I tried to incorporate. So it took me a good 15 days to write that financial plan, if I remember right. So I was working a normal job, and then post office hours, I used to sit and write this plan, right? It was a very interesting thing. And after 15 days of preparation, I went and presented the plan to the client. And I think it was it was an eye opener for them just to see how much they were earning and spending. So I was people out there didn't. He's the children have all settled down, and after that.
Bhuvina, we lost you for a while. We lost you for a while. Kanaya?
I'm sorry. I think I got disconnected.
Yeah. There seems to be some network issue, Bhuvina, and we lost you for a while. So if you can probably repeat that part.
Sure. So where did you miss me? So what was the last you heard? What was the last you heard? Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you are audible, but we lost you for a while. So you will have to repeat the last 1 minute or something.
Sure. So, okay, so this was that experience with the client who gave me 5,000 rupees to prepare his plan. I spent 15 days writing his plan, and it was so the both of them. After I presented the plan and came back, and the next day they called me to say that they've taken the day off to go through the plan. Okay. So I was amazed. They'd taken the day off to go through the plan, and they said I couldn't sleep last night because I was really taken aback that I had no idea about what's going to happen to my future and all that stuff. So I managed to kind of give them some sleepless nights, and but so it was a great learning for me also to know that when you give bad news, don't give it out like that. Be nice and be kind, because people go through their journeys differently. So it was that experience that gave me courage to say, yeah, okay, financial planning can potentially become something that people will pay for. So it was proof of concept for me, and that particular client is very dear to me. Even today, whatever they ask for, I will do. However busy I am, I'll keep that appointment. So that's very close. So will your first clients as well. Will be very, very close to you. So hold them close. So that was quickly after that, I signed 3-4 clients, 14-15 clients. And I quit my job as a wealth manager and attempted to do very many things because these clients were just, I was charging 5,000, 7,000, 10,000. It wasn't much. I was missing getting regular cash flows. So I became a CFP trainer with ICOFP. So I was also teaching in a few CFP institutes. I'm not very sure who all were there. We were quite 4-5 of them. So I was also doing weekend classes, teaching CFP students. I was teaching in, we were running workshops for children on money education for colleges. And I was doing corporate workshops for some of my clients in their companies. So this and that, doing a lot of random things just to keep the cash flow going. But the process of learning along the way was just amazing, because what we learned in CFP was a lot of technicals, a lot of theoretical knowledge, but when we actually apply it in people's life, it was you had to do it in a certain way, and clients would take it in a certain way. So it was an amazing experience trying to do these things by myself. And so back then, I'm talking about 2009-10, I didn't really know how to make a business out of this. So there was no clue. I was just going about it randomly. And when I moved to Bombay, I took up a job again. So my stint on trying to do something on my own was very short-lived, maybe like a couple of years. And I took up a job again in 2011 with one of the financial planning companies in Bombay. So that was amazing to know that there was actually a company which is employing for 40-50 people and doing financial planning as a mainstay activity. And that was great learning for me. 5 years with them. And then in 2016, again, I became an entrepreneur. I quit my job, and that's been my journey. CFP back then was something that nobody knew when I did the CFP, Certified Financial Planner. People would ask, "What CA? Are you a company secretary?" So that's the kind of questions we would get. Nobody really knew, but I think thanks to institutes like yours who are doing a lot of work on creating awareness, also by magazines like the ET Wealth and Outlook Money, and a lot of effort by the financial planners community themselves in doing investor awareness programs. So a lot of concerted effort by everybody around us, even Fpsb for that matter. Now CFP is something that's more mainstream. I'm hearing students taking up CFP right from doing their college days. So I was also there at your Bombay Center at Malad. We did a couple of sessions for Madhu's team, and for the students there in Malad. So it is very interesting, very heartening to know that CFP or Certified Financial Planner is a possible career option for students these days who are in college. So that's really heartening. I started my journey as an entrepreneur in 2016. So that's, I'll tell you more about my business in just a little while. Is this okay? I mean, is this something that you wanted to know about? How the journey has been for anybody who's just trying to do financial planning and then figure out. Focused people who have gone with a lot of clarity in their mind as to this is what I want to do, and they had a plan, but I did nothing like that. I just stumbled around and figured my way out. So it was a long journey for for me, trying different things, but fortunately I did get a few mentors who helped me after I became an entrepreneur. So that's very quickly my journey as a financial planner, and today I would not trade it for anything else. I was reading a book on happiness this morning, which said happiness is nothing but the freedom to do what you want to do with your time and with people that you care for, and with whatever money you have, right? So that is happiness, and this profession has managed to be a very, very fulfilling opportunity for me. Like I go out and tell people also, the best thing about being a financial planner is that you meet all kind of very, very interesting people. So if you look at my client profile, I work with stand-up comedians, I work with film producers, I work with scientists in BARC, I work with people in FMCG, I work with people in manufacturing, in automobiles. So it's businessmen, entrepreneurs. So it's a wide range of clientele, and you learn from everybody else. So that's really the most fulfilling part of being an entrepreneur in the financial planning business. I'd like to share some stories. Okay, so when will the actual session start? Okay, I'm just looking at some questions. If there are any questions. Okay, so Mriga seems to ask, when will the actual session start? I don't know what is expected of the actual session. So I am just rambling around, whatever I think. But what is it that you were expecting when you say, when will the actual session start? What is it that you were expecting? I just want to know. Because I just came with the idea that you wanted to know what financial planning industry and how it's useful to clients.
So you carry on with the flow, Bhuvna, because I think the flow is fine. Different people may have different opinion or expectations, but the flow is absolutely fine.
Okay, somebody wants to know what's a certified financial planner. I'm not taking those questions right now. Okay, all right. Okay, so I'd like to share some how this has been useful as to clients, and being a certified financial planner or my services, how it has been useful to clients, right? So I'd like to share the story of three of my clients, case study of three of my clients. Of course, my first client, Shanti and Ravi. They were Ravi was a very senior person in the TVS Group company. And when I met them, for some strange reason, they were very stressed. They had old parents living with them, and children were in high school. And he was working for manufacturing, and she was a teacher in a college. So that was the background. 40 early 40s something couple. And that in that background, they came up with this requirement saying, Bhuvna, I don't know if I'm doing enough, and I'm very, very worried if something goes wrong, what will happen to my family, to my parents, to my children. Okay, so what they came with was a lot of fear and uncertainty. And like I told you, when we made the plan, I collected the data. The data collection meeting itself was a revelation to them, because they were able to put down the details of all the assets that they had and what income expenses they were having. So just seeing all that data together in one place was a revelation to them. So it like I told you, they said that I couldn't sleep last night just looking at this whole thing, and the enormity of what we have done so far, and what is it that you're looking forward to. And then after the plan, then we took some time to understand the plan, and we started investing. But to their credit, they're one of the most disciplined clients that I have seen. They took the day off to go through the plan and discuss the plan, and execute everything in that plan. So we bought the insurances, we got them invested, right? So fast forwarding almost 13 years now, they continue to be clients. Both of them have actually retired, but they continue to work on consulting basis with their earlier employers. And their children have settled, they've studied, the elder one is married, and he has a child. And he continues to be my client, and they are looking into retirement. They have specific goals. They're looking forward to living a very fulfilling life, because they did ample introspection on their goals and the lifestyle that they want to live upon their retirement. And maybe end of 2022 is when they're looking into retirement, and we're all looking forward to that retirement party. So that is the story of one client, very inspiring from where they came, and how they were able to act on a plan, how they reached out to a financial planner at that time when financial planning was not a thing, and how they placed the trust in the process, and kept their faith and kept at it. So that has been a phenomenal journey for me with them. Another very interesting client has been Satya, who's currently residing in UK, and who's a young engineer, and he's got small young children. So he's a different category. He's just into the accumulation phase, and he comes with this background of having had a lot of struggles with money when he grew up. And we had to actually start exploring the kind of beliefs he was carrying about money, the kind of fears and uncertainties, and anxiety about making investment, or just writing a check and letting the money go from his hand, so into some investment option. So starting from there, and almost 10 years he's been working, but he has nothing really to show for it, because it's just gone in living that lifestyle, right? So it's we had to move a couple of steps backward. Unlike what we did for Shanti and Ravi, we could just start because the pain was already there. We had to start a couple of steps backwards, and explore where they came from, what kind of money beliefs they came with, and how we can, how it was not really helping them. So the journey started a couple of steps before, and they are right now on a plan, a lot more confident about the future, though they know that they are lagging behind. Just that knowing that yes, okay, yes, and that acceptance that yes, I'm lagging a little behind, but I'm going to catch up, and they're resolved to catch up, is very inspiring. With just one income family, supporting a family in India, and living in UK with two small children, it's amazing what they are able to put aside as for wealth creation and for their future. Another interesting case study where I am saying that financial planning is making big impact in people's life is a friend of mine who reached out. She's not married, she's single, she's doing very well for herself. But for a very long time, her father has been taking care of her money. Very typical. I mean, not that I'm trying to generalize, but it's very typical for many women to let the men in the family handle the money. And her father has been handling her money, and her father passed away. And now she was left in the lurch, and she had nobody to fall back upon. And that's when she reached out to me, because I was doing a lot of Facebook and social media campaigns, letting people know the work that I'm doing. So she reached out saying, I want some help. And the amount of loans that she had, just to keep that lifestyle going for her, was mind blowing. For a single woman, earning member family living in Bangalore, she's got a house, she's got a car, she's got a driver, and she takes the Ola Uber, and she buys in food. So the kind of lifestyle that she was living is unsustainable. And we had to go through that conversation to say, you're single, you need to create those backups for yourself. And she came around. She's now put a lot of things. She's learned how to drive to begin with and sent the driver home. And she's put a budget in place, and she's got some method to the whole thing. She's paying off her car loan. She's almost there with the car loan repayment, and the home loan is a couple of years away, and she's now putting off money for her retirement. So there is if I have, if she has to, she said this in her own words. Before I started working with you, Bhuvna, I had no clue what was happening to my money, and I was just living in that false sense of comfort. But when COVID came, is when I got really scared, because when people around me started losing jobs, and I realized that I could be on the line anytime, and it really shook me up, and I was very worried to even talk to you. But now, 1 year later, I've almost repaid my car loan, and I'm on my way to repay my loans. So once all these loans are out of my head, I'm going to be a lot more confident, and start investing for my for my future. So though it's only so many words that they are saying, I can imagine what is that emotional journey that they are going through in this whole process, because personally I went through that journey too, and that's what propelled me to become a financial advisor. So these are some random examples I just picked up to show that the work that we do is of tremendous value to our clients, and it can be very, very profitable to you as well. So for most of us, certified financial planner is per se uh, not really. It's a certification, which is amazing. You learn a lot of things. It opens your perspective. It opens your mind. But there is no job like a certified financial planner. So after the 2013 RA regulations, you had to either choose. It can be a certified financial planner, no problem, for certification sake. But you have to either be a mutual fund distributor or a registered investment advisor. So after the CFP, typically people stop selling insurances except for term plans, and also a full-time insurance agent's job normally gets replaced with a mutual fund distributor's job, because you try and do a term plan plus mutual funds. Either you go the mutual fund distributor job way of building your assets, and which is completely legit, which is a very, very good way of building a business. Nothing wrong with it. Either you can choose that option, charge a fee for the work that you do from all your clients. So those are the career options that have now become possible for certified financial planners. Of course, you can go and join some company but if you want to become an entrepreneur and follow do financial planning as a profession, and enjoy the freedom of being an entrepreneur, which this profession completely makes possible, then you could either be a mutual fund distributor or an RIA. So those are the options. Couple of things that I have learned is that the CFP is only the first step. It's only the first step. Learning never stops. After the CFP, I have been with a lot of study circles, with the Financial Planners Guild, with Network FP, which is a community of financial planners, and we've been attending national conferences, international conferences. I'm also a certified life coach and a financial coach certified by Dev Ramsey Institute. So you have to keep on learning. There are a lot of people who do the Chartered Wealth Manager course also. So, and the CFA sometimes, but CFA is not really something that CFPs typically do, because a CFP goes into the fund management side of the work. But this way or that way, whatever you choose to do, CFP is a great first step, but it's not the end of it all. So you'll have to keep on learning. So just to give you a quick background about the business that I do, I am the promoter, consultant of Plan to Prosper, which is a company into mutual fund distribution at this point in time. I've just resigned as the director of the company. My husband is taking over because I am transitioning to become a registered investment advisor. So the process of transition is on. And in Plan to Prosper, we are a 4.5-year-old company. Yeah, about 5-year-old company. And we work with about 150 clients. We manage little less than 100 crores in assets. And we are looking at collaborations with some other mutual fund distributors also for 3 reasons. One is we can optimize costs, we can maximize our capabilities, and we can also leverage each other's strengths and market presence. So the future in the mutual fund distribution industry or the investment advisory industry is going to be a lot of collaboration between like-minded people. Plan to Prosper plus the proposed partner together, we probably start at something like 200 crores and about 1.5 crores in SIP book, and we're looking at growing this to be 1,000 crore business with a 10 crore SIP book in the next 5 years. So that's the size that this business has grown and has the potential to grow, and which is something that we're greatly looking forward to. Of course, when I transition on to becoming a registered investment advisor, I look at it being a very boutique offering. Me and another partner of mine, who's also a certified financial planner, and very fortunately, we did CFP together back in Chennai in 2006-07. So we're looking at starting the RA practice together and working with a select number of clients on a fee-only basis. So which will run parallelly to Plan to Prosper. So that's very quickly what I wanted to share about my journey, about financial planning as a profession, and how it's been extremely fulfilling. And for a lot of women, it's like a dream job to do, because you can be home, you can work at your flexible timing, you can enjoy a lot of respect from your clients. It's a knowledge-based industry, so you have to keep learning, and you'll enjoy that trust and respect from your clients and the money as well. So what's not to like about it all? So this is quickly my background, and I'm thankful to the ICOFP for being my alma mater, for being the people who introduced CFP in my life, and for the amazing work that you continue to do. Thank you, RK. Does that help?
Bhuvna, you missed out talking about the 10 crore league.
Oh, yeah. Okay, 10 crore.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited to hear about that. I have been following 10 crore league for quite a time.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Thank you, RK. Thank you so much. So 10 crore league is a brainchild just like that. So in the team, I'm the creator. So I keep toying with new ideas all the time. So it was a lockdown brainwave to say, okay, how about we create a community for people who looking at building wealth, doing the right things the right way, and the objective of doing this is so that you can be that blessing to your family and to your community. So 10 crore is just a number from the air. It's something like $1 million, right? So 10 crore is a target. People don't really know. The moment you put that number, then it becomes an anchor. So at the 10 crore league, we try and do many things. Of course, it's a lot of things are underway. It's about we meet. So one thing that we do regularly is that we meet every month. Once a month on the first Sunday of the month at 3:30 in the afternoon. We meet to learn, to share, to to commit to some action, to celebrate our successes. We have guest speakers, and a lot of conversation happens about people's own journey in their wealth creation. In their wealth creation journey. So it's an exciting space. There's no concerted effort by mutual fund distributors or by investment advisors to come together and address the investing public at large, doing things for them that can make behavioral change. It's not about knowledge, right? There's enough knowledge out there. Google is your competitor if you're spreading knowledge. But the point is about behavioral changes that are necessary to create wealth, which is the space that the 10 crore league wants to work in helping people build good habits, good attitudes about money. And there are some principles that we live by in the 10 crore league that are conducive to wealth creation. And there are a process there's a 9-step process, one after the other, that people try to go, so they know what to do next. So there's a method to the whole madness of wealth creation. So that's a little bit of work that we do. We're looking at ways of growing it. There's just too many things in the hand at this point, but it's an exciting place to be in.
Thank you.
Yes.
For sharing that.
Thank you.
Kanaiya, Bhuvna, do you have still something to share, or shall I open the forum for people to ask you questions if they have?
Sure. I'm happy to answer any questions that people might have. Was this
So participants, you can raise hands in the Zoom. Using the Zoom, you have to raise hands and my team will unmute you one by one. You have to be real quick because ma'am has certain other occupancies too. So you will have to be real quick in asking questions. Yes, Kanaiya, please manage this.
Pankaj, please go ahead.
Bhuvna, if you can just tell me one thing. I mean, I am from the same industry, but I have a son who is looking to do the CFP. And you mentioned during the conversation about the CWM, the Chartered Wealth Manager qualification.
Yes.
Can you just tell us how do they support each other, or how does that work? I would really appreciate that.
Okay, so my understanding of the CWM course, because I didn't really do the course, but I enrolled for it, then I gave up. So I know what it consists of. So the CFP is, the CWM does a little more focus on the wealth management space, which is the investment planning space. So a lot more on stocks and F&Os, and so there's a lot more focus on investments and wealth management. While the CFP does a lot of other things as well, which looks at insurances, will look at tax planning, estate planning, and putting the whole thing together. So they are very complementary. I would say a CFP with a CWM could be a good combination for to create a solid practice. But it completely depends on what the inclination what's your son's inclination. There are two types of wealth managers or financial planners in the industry. One who is very customer focused, right? So looking at customer behavior, and who believes that people, if they change their behaviors and habits, will do you can create a lot of wealth. You don't have to over engineer the investment plan side. The other is people who think you have to have solid investment plans for clients to make the best benefit of working with you. So depend on what their inclination is. I just realized that my inclination was more on the people behavior side. So I didn't pursue CWM, but it could be very, very useful. If there is a CWM in your team, even if you definitely need both these skills to do the job well, which is being client focused, being able to influence a client's thought process and behaviors. It's a very important skill. And the other is in identifying right investment options and getting them the best possible risk reward on their investments. So both of them are very, very important skills. And I think that it'll be good to do both of them. That help?
Yeah.
Yes, Kanaiya, go on.
Pramodji, please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, Bhuvna. Thank you for helping us regarding CFP. So you said after doing CFP, we have two options, either to become a RIA or become an MFD. So can you just then we can charge a fee to client. Okay. Can you help us if we become a MFD? Let's say if I manage AUM of 50 crores. So how much the remuneration part can be? You must have some fair idea, na?
Yeah, so usually the commissions on equities are about 0.8 to 1%, depending on how big you are and how much you can negotiate. And on debt is usually about 0.4 to 0.6% on debt AUM, on the debt part of the AUM. And then there are costs of running your business. So you should assume something like a 0.7, 0.8%. If you have an asset allocated portfolio for your clients, let's say you get in, if you have 100 crore portfolio, about 60, 70 odd crores lies in equity, the less lies in debt, then you do the calculations. That's the MFD business. Does that help?
Kanaya, go on.
Yeah, Avinash, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Ma'am, I'm a chartered accountant and I have a 6 year of experience in valuation due diligence part, mainly into transaction advisory. So I just want to know, for to become a registered valuer, SEBI registered valuer, do I need to have further 5 years of experience, or CFP will be good for me to become a SEBI registered advisor?
I don't know what a SEBI registered valuer is. I am only aware of SEBI registered investment advisor.
Yeah, that's what SEBI registered investment advisor.
Yeah, so SEBI registered investment advisor, you can go through the regulations, and the requirements are very clearly mentioned, both your experience requirements as well as your requirement with your qualifications. So I think the RA regulations are a best place to look for. Anything that I say might mislead you, so I don't want. I mean, my RA application is in pending for approval for almost 10 months now, so I'm not in a position to comment about it.
Okay. Thank you.
There's a lot of questions in the question box, so should I just pick them up, or what should I do?
So a lot of them are waiting with the raised hands, Bhuvna. So we are trying to give them the first opportunity.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Dinesh,
Okay,
please go ahead.
Bhuvana, I'm Dinesh here from Bangalore.
Hi,
I'm in
Dinesh.
the insurance sector. So if I want to do
Okay.
CFP, how does it help me in growth in my career?
So are you employed somewhere?
No. I'm a freelancer.
You do insurances?
Yeah.
Okay, so why are you considering CFP?
I want to be an independent advisor where I can charge my clients. I don't want to be in the commission kind of a thing. I want to have my independent entrepreneurial journey.
Okay, yeah, so that is a purpose that CFP will serve.
Okay, so that it does help
You'll
me.
at least, of course, it will at least tell you what to do with the client.
Okay.
So you get a client on, and then you charge a fee, right? So the client will ask, what will you do for me that I'll pay you a fee?
Yeah.
At least the CFP course will give you some answers.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. I think a more detailed conversation about the CFP course and how it's going to be useful is coming up, which is what Rajesh is saying. So
Yeah.
Any
So
other questions on?
I will talk about the program and all this stuff. You can raise all other questions with Bhuvna other than CFP program. Yeah, go on, Karthik.
Yeah.
Hi, Bona. This is Naren here from Chennai. So I'm a practitioner right now in MFD. First of all, thank you for your insightful and motivational talk, because it motivates a lot of people like me. I just have two questions. The first question is, while as an MFD, I get my trial commissions from the AMCs. So what I do is I give them details about the plan. I do the risk assessment. I do the income expense analysis. I do a goal-based thing, and then I offer them the investment solutions. So this, if I become an RIA, I am going to do again the same thing, the same financial plan. I'll be doing it for any client. For the first time, the plan will be very, very elaborate. You'll be spending a lot of hours in finalizing the plan so that you can charge a fees. So in the next year onwards, the kind of value addition which we bring to the client stands reduced, is what is my understanding. Because once the plan is in place, then it's only up to the client and us to follow and monitor. So how do we charge? Do you really think that we'll be able to charge clients on a recurring basis, annual basis? Because this MFD commission is a very assured thing, whereas the financial planning, the RIA model is more of a lot of uncertainties with respect to payment. That too, when there's a market fall, we don't know what will happen, right? So this is my first question.
Sure.
And
okay, so
I'll ask the second question also. Or?
Sure.
Yeah.
Go on, I don't
the
know.
Second question is, how do you see? I set my client's expectation right about the market returns, and the market can also fall. But a lot of times, what happens when the market falls? I view a lot of net outflow. So how do you manage this in your practice? So these are my two questions.
Okay, so I stopped selling financial plan as a product. Okay, so financial plan is a one-time activity, but the planning and management is an ongoing activity. So the fee is typically for managing clients' wealth till they reach their goal, not the financial planning activity per se. I mean, very frankly, a financial plan is for the investor. It's for the advisor. It's not really for the investor. Investors don't really show too much interest in the financial plan, but a financial plan is is a guide for the wealth manager or the investment advisor to provide the right suggestions and recommendations. Whether the client will just take the plan and go away depends on how you position yourself. So if you're saying, okay, I'm a planner, I write the plan, then clients will, as soon as the plan is done, they will go. If you tell them that, I'll help you ensure that you have enough money for your lifetime to meet all your life expenses, to maintain your lifestyle without the worry of ever running out of your money, whatever happens. So manage all the risks and ensure that you have the right money coming at different points in time. There are a lot of things that go into managing wealth for the client. So it's totally how you position it. My experience is that financial plan is difficult to sell and keep the client interested in it. Right, and your next question was, how do clients, when markets fall, there's a lot of redemption? I don't know. I'm feeling when markets fall, there's not much of redemption at all. When markets go up is when there's a lot of redemption from mutual funds, because people think they can do a better job than mutual fund managers. So the last 1 year has been that experience for me, that people have been saying, okay, let me try. I'll do my own thing. But yeah, to each his own. I haven't had clients leave me during the market falls. Does that help?
A small request to the participants: when you ask questions, please put on your camera as well, so that we can also see you when you ask questions. Kanaya, go on.
Why media pad M5? I don't know. He has a different name. Can you please unmute yourself?
I can't really hear you.
You can go to the next name.
Akila, can you please unmute yourself?
Akila here.
Yeah. Hi, Akila.
Actually, we lost you when you were talking about the opportunities after CFP. You were talking about mutual fund distribution part and some other things, so we lost you there. Can you just repeat it?
So you can become a mutual fund distributor, or you can become a registered investment advisor. So as an RIA, you can charge a fee for the work that you do. As a mutual fund distributor, your business model is primarily commission driven. So those are two options that are typically available.
Okay, so nowadays the NISM exams and other things are there, right? So that is enough for becoming a mutual fund distributor, right? So do we really need a CFP for that?
To become a mutual fund distributor, you may not need a CFP. To do financial planning for your clients, yes, you will. A CFP is of great help. So it depends on how. See, financial planning is only the right way of going about investment advisory. It's not, like I was saying, it's not a product in itself. So once you have a financial plan for your client, then you know what to recommend for the client. So it's one thing to say, I'm mutual fund distributor, I know everything about mutual funds. Okay, so how do you know this is right for your client? So you'll have to make that match, right? So this is my client, I understand their circumstances, I understand their risk, I know what their background is, what their goals are. And these are some products that are available, and I'm doing this, matching work very efficiently.
So
Right.
basically, CFP gives the clear understanding, and we can create a solid plan, and then we can make them follow their, help them in achieving their goals.
Correct. And the moment you have a financial plan, the stickiness of the client is, so the chances of a client leaving because markets are falling or underperformance by mutual funds and all of that does not happen much. So there is a plan, there is a goal, and they're investing for a purpose, right? So once that is clear, then the stickiness is better with clients. So you build a solid practice where clients will stick with you for a longer period of time if you do financial planning a lot, as the base of your relationship.
Okay. For the fresh CFP passed out people, what is your advice? Like, how can we start with?
You go and intern with somebody who's already practicing for at least 2-3 years, and then start your own practice. I think that'd be the best thing to do. I never got this opportunity of interning. So I did my mistakes and figured out life. But yeah, my 5 years of working with financial planning company was useful. And the 2 years in wealth management working during 2007 and 2009 was most useful.
Kanaya, next.
Kiranji, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for giving me an opportunity. Ma'am, can you suggest some books where we can read the books and get how to increase our client base? And can you share your website name?
How to increase client base?
Books, name of the books to read.
On what? On financial planning?
Yeah, on financial planning.
Oh, there are a lot of books on financial planning. Which one should I say? So currently I'm reading a book called Psychology of Money. So that helps. That could be a starting point.
And your website name?
Morgan Housel. My website, I pulled it down because I'm in the process of moving to RIA. So once the transition is complete, both my websites will be up.
Thank you.
You can follow me on my LinkedIn handle, my LinkedIn and Facebook handle. Yeah, just it's the same name, Bhuvna Shriram. You can find me on LinkedIn and on Facebook.
Thanks for organizing this talk, and thanks, Bhuvna. It has been a very candid talk from your side. Very helpful. My name is Venkat. I'm based in Bangalore, and I recently finished a CFP, but I'm working full time for a pharma company in a decent role, let's say. But my passion is to help people to achieve their financial freedom, and 10 crore league is what interests me quite a bit. In fact, I am in the journey of moving into that direction, and once I achieve, I also want to help people to achieve that. I've registered for your 10 crore league just now after hearing that name.
The website is all, Ada Pada done. It's not great. Yeah.
No, in the Facebook, I've tried to register.
Yes, that's the better.
Yeah. So my questions are 2 or 3. If I would like to partner with you in the future, let's say for any of the thing, what is the possibility? How we can work together? That's one important question that I have. And maybe if you would like to answer this, and then I take the next one, and then I close my questions.
So what kind of partnership are you looking for?
Say, for example, I could be, for me, I want to create and promote awareness about financial products and things, and how people should really think about going and talking to a financial planner for their own savings and investings and achieving their financial independence. Because a lot of people do costly mistakes, which could have been avoided if they have paid only 10,000 or 5,000 for the financial planner, right? So basic stuff, but I want to really go and reach out to people first, build that awareness, and when I am going to do that, obviously there will be people who trust me and ask for trusted advisors or somebody to work with. And that's where I feel that people like you who have good experience and set up base play a great role in kind of handholding them and then taking them. So obviously here, I can be a kind of a person who can be a conduit to pull in. That's one thing. And maybe there could be other things where we can explore. I do not know at this point, but I strongly felt that you've been doing a great job, and you've been so candid, and it felt like I should ask this question if there is an opportunity to work or partner with you in the future.
Sure. So why don't you drop me an email or share your number with me so we can stay in touch. I'm not sure at this point of partnerships. We're already considering a couple of partnerships here to in both our MFD business and our RIA business, but you never know. So we should be open-minded to possible collaborations. Yes. So why don't you just drop me an email? I'll drop you my email ID in the chat box. So please feel free to reach out to me.
Sure. Thank you. And since I'm also fresh CFP per se, I've been investing in the Indian market for the last 12, 13 years, but CFP was a recent finish because I want to have a formal certification. And also I would reach out to you with some other questions and support and maybe like a mentor. Hopefully you would have some time to help me on those questions. Let's say. Thank you very much.
Not making a promise right now, Venkat, but do reach out and we'll see what.
Yeah, no worries. I will reach out to you if there is a possibility, definitely. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Can you please unmute yourself?
Sorry?
Someone named
yeah, hi. I'm not able to turn on my camera because of network issues. So my question would be, this CFP, I'm not very sure. So the program is offered by Fpsb, and there's one that is offered by CISI. What is
those questions are something Rajesh will answer for you.
Okay, what is the difference and which one should be considered and in what circumstances?
Yeah, I think Rajesh will answer.
That will get covered when I begin the talk. So rest assured, we'll come back to that.
Is there any practice related questions, how to start off, or what is, should you even do this? So I'm happy to answer those questions.
Kanaya, can you go next?
Best and worst mistakes.
you can unmute yourself. Yeah, please go ahead.
Hello, madam. Very good evening. Myself, Dr. Madren Srinivasan. I am a doctor, actually dermatologist. So during the practice, I would get opportunity to talk and interact with many patients. So I just want to help out my patients if they are having any issues in their financial planning. So will this CFP help me? Because I'm from a medical background actually.
You have a thriving dermatology practice.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I'm also an educator on Unacademy. So there is one Unacademy.
Yeah. Okay.
Unacademy teaching this thing is there. So I'm a doctor. So I would start my practice as well. So in the meantime, I wanted to just complete this CFP and check out how this I can help my patients who will come to my me during the practice.
I don't know. I'm not very sure how your patients will respond if you talk to them about their financial planning when they come to you for skin treatments. I'm not very sure how that works, but if you want knowledge on how financial planning is done, CFP will help you. Whether it will help you to set up a practice or not is function of many things. You should know how to sell, you should know how to do reach out to people, do marketing, and CFP to me is not a part-time job, it's a full-time job. It's a lot of commitment in terms of time, energy, and resources. It's not something that you can just gig around, in the part-time. So it's a serious job. People are trusting you with their hard-earned money. So I mean, I would very strongly urge people who are serious about doing this to get into this industry. Otherwise, it's not going to help you, or it's not going to help the industry. So if you're a dermatologist, very well, amazing. You want to learn about financial planning, great. But would you go out there and start recommending things to your clients, or advising them about what to do with their money? It's like saying, is it okay if I just do a course and start treating patients who come with skin troubles, right? So I mean, there's a method to it, right? You've built your capabilities over the years, and you've done your education, you've done your practice. So there's a certain amount of knowledge and wisdom that you've built in your practice. So a CFP practice is very, very similar to it. I'm not very sure of doing this as a side business.
Bhuvana, how many more questions will you allow me to take? Maybe
another 2-3 questions, if that's okay.
Okay. So Kanaya, another 3 questions. Go one by one and quick. Be quick. Ma'am has some other commitment at 5. Yeah.
Okay. Pankaj Agarwal, please go ahead.
Yeah.
I have to go at 5. I have to go at 5:20. So if you have some questions, I can take them. No problem.
Okay.
a quick one, ma'am. Thanks for your all your detail. The only question I have is that how do you feel this individual mutual fund distribution role, in the future? Because we can see in last 2-3 years, especially last 2 years, there is a lot of competitions coming from the direct plans like ET Money or Paytm and all. So it may not be looks like the small Kirana store wiped out in last 2-3 years in the competition of DMart and Reliance Fresh. We as an individual distributor will face the same challenges. So I think there may not be the future and the trail commission type of luxury we will have in the future. What do you say, and how we can deal with this? Where the client is, we build some corpus of crore rupees of one client, and one day you think that it becomes zero, So what is your say on this?
So those are challenges that is common for everybody in the industry, right? So there is a lot of pushback from investors on going to the direct plans. My only thing is that any registered investment advisor also, see, the point is not about direct plan or regular plan. The point is about, do you work with an advisor or you not work with an advisor? Okay, are you going to do it yourself and go direct? Or are you going to work with an advisor and pay him whichever way, right? Most advisors out there charge about 1% of assets under management, right? It's the same thing that you get as commissions as well. So I don't think a client benefits significantly better because he's going the regular plan versus the direct plan, because he'll anyway end up paying this way or that way. While if a client chooses to go by himself and do it all by himself, he may save a few penny here and there, but eventually it's like self-medicating only. So you're self-medicating, you might save on the money that you pay the doctor, but whatever is the outcome of that, you take the responsibility. And when it comes to, okay, if it's just a headache, then probably I'm okay to go down and buy a Saridon and pop it in. But if it's a heart surgery, then I'm not going to do anything like that. I'm going to an expert. So when it comes to retirement planning, when people are managing their hard-earned money, and if their life is dependent on, their lifestyle is dependent on how this money is managed, then self-medication is not something that is going to be very useful. It might do more harm than good. So I don't think the decision is about MFD direct or otherwise. It's about, do you want to work with an advisor or you don't want to work with an advisor? And as an advisor, then you decide how you want to charge the client. Eventually for the client, it's the same. So one person this way or that way.
Please go ahead.
Hello. Yeah. Santosh here from Navi Mumbai. I just wanted to ask you one question.
Yes.
Since you had such a huge experience of as a practitioner, as a financial planner, you had such a last 10 years experience. So would you like to talk a little bit about when you prepare a plan for the clients? Would you like to talk about investment planning and asset allocation part in your plan, whatever you do in these two roles as a for the investment planning and asset allocation? Would you like to throw a little bit light on this? I mean, it's just such a big question, so I don't know.
No problem. So investment planning is, of course, part of your financial plan, right? So without an investment plan, a financial plan is not complete. Just like how you do a risk plan or an emergency plan, you will do an investment plan.
Yeah.
And when it comes to an investment plan, there are three parts to an investment decision. One is you have to make asset allocation decisions, you have to make security selection decisions, and you have to make timing decisions. So all three of them will be part of your investment plan after you've understood the client's goals. So yes, and financial plan will consist of investment plans, and an investment plan will consist of asset allocation decisions. Does that help?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you very much for your nice talk.
Thank you, Santosh. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, hi. Ma'am, first of all, a big thanks to you for sharing your journey. It was really insightful and very inspiring.
Thank
So,
you.
ma'am, actually, I have cleared my CFP exam 5 in March this year. And later then, I was looking out for opportunities as an intern or as an employee with AMCs. But as the market was not that much
good in the last 2 months because of lockdown and all. And so I have actually decided to, till the time I get any good opportunity, to start on my own. So I just need a clarity from you on this, like if I want to sell direct plans and not be a MFT, can I do that basis CFP and not going for RI as of now? Is that possible?
No, so the regulations don't allow you to do that. So if you are giving away investment advice in
Yeah.
whatever form,
Mhm.
you will have to be registered. It's like saying, yeah, I know how to drive, so can I just drive? You still have to take a license, right?
Okay, so if I want to use the word advisor, I have to get the RI certification, or else I can be MFT with the CFP certificate, and I cannot sell any other service other than MFT. Is it?
Yeah, so the MFD rules are not, they don't say that you cannot sell anything else.
Okay, okay,
There
okay.
are no rules that are governing a mutual fund distributor. There are rules that govern a registered investment advisor. And the RIA regulations say that if you are dispensing investment advice, then you
Mhm.
have to register.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Got your point. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Yeah. Couple of more questions? Yes, happy to take them. There are a
Okay.
lot of questions here on the chat box.
Kanagya, go on, go on.
Saketji,
We'll take
please.
a couple of more questions. Yeah.
Saketji, please unmute yourself.
Sorry?
Saketji, you can unmute yourself.
I can't hear what you're saying. Sorry.
No, he is talking to the participant, Bhuvna. He is asking the participant to unmute and go on.
Okay, by the time Prakash, you can unmute yourself. Prakash
Yeah, yes. Ma'am, thank you for your valuable words and inspiring words. I am cleared my CFP in the last month of March, and I am already a mutual fund distributor. But I want to know from your experience how to grow my MFD business with this acquired CFP certification. I want to just 2, 3, 4 key points from your side.
So the CFP certification is a skill, right? It's like a tool in the toolbox. Just because you have the tool in the toolbox, nobody's going to pay you any money, right? You have to know how to use it. So the CFP certification is how do you apply it? How do you approach clients and tell them that you are a CFP? And so you'd like to look at the whole thing more holistically instead of just looking at your mutual fund portfolio. You can maybe say the same story that I used to say back then about the 5 blind men and the elephant. So you need to know the whole picture, and then create that stickiness in the client's mind about wanting to work with you, and that you can have a larger share of their purse. Sometimes as an MFD you usually get only a part of the client's portfolio. Let's say the client's total portfolio is let's say 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs, or 1 crore. They'll say, okay, you manage 10 lakhs. Just okay, let me see. Right. So when you go as an MFD, that's how you typically will be treated. But when you go as a financial planner, you have access to all of the client's information, and there's a chance for you to get a larger share of the purse. Right. So that's how that could be one way you can use your CFP certification. But end of the day, it's only a tool. It's up to you how to use it.
Please go ahead.
Hi, Bhuvna, this is Harsha. We've met actually previously in 2016, 2015. Currently, I'm a real estate advisor, and I am looking at doing the CFP course. So I've been speaking to a lot of people, and they said that first start doing mutual fund distribution, and then once you persevere in that and you start getting breakthroughs, then you go for the CFP side by side. As you also shared that that CFP is a tool in the toolbox, so you get a holistic view on that. So what do you suggest that that should I really meaning the way forward? What do you see in terms of the horizon for CFP and mutual fund distribution? I'm currently 45. So I just needed to get your guidance also that how what is the best way to proceed.
Okay, so are you looking at changing industries now because you're in real estate, and I think real estate is going through a boom in the next few years. There's going to be a lot of activity there. But are you looking at changing careers? Is that what you're looking at?
No, I'm not looking at changing careers, but also have real estate as a business vertical, like selling, leasing as a part of investment thing to advise clients and all. Because only real estate, which I found in the last 5 years, is not just helping. It's just become like it's very difficult for client stickiness also in real estate, and it's a dog eat dog world kind of.
And how many houses can somebody buy also, right?
Right? Sorry.
How many houses can somebody buy also?
Yeah. So then, lead generation is actually, even if I look at CFP or, now the fintech companies are getting so strong that even the lead generation for selling MF mutual fund products is becoming like insurance, mutual fund. Lead generation has to be really strong, the lead generation mechanism, and naturally the human to human connect. So this is something which is very critical. So that is what I'm looking at, that, how does the mutual fund industry evolve with the fintech industry getting so strong and technology becoming so available for everybody. So that's where I'm little, hesitant.
See, we are a country of 120 crore people. There'll be business for everyone. You have to go there and put it out. There will be the Paytms and the ET monies of the world which will come and do business in direct plans using fintech platforms. That will happen. There will be RIAs who will charge 1.5–2% of the assets under management and do business. There will be MFDs who will manage 10,000 crores in assets. That will also happen. So there'll be enough business for everybody. You do what you are comfortable doing. Like I heard this one of these days when I started off, saying that chai, you go to Taj, you go to the Taj Hotel, and in front of the Taj Hotel, there is a chai wala who sells chai for 5 rupees. Right. So he's also doing a practice which is very successful. I mean, his business is very profitable in terms of margins. And so it's very possible that Taj is not making profits from their chai business. Right. But you're happy to pay that 5 rupees to this guy and enjoy that chai. You're happy to pay 500 rupees inside and enjoy that chai also. So everything, there is business for everybody. And depending on what you can offer, the services that you can put together for your clients, and finding the right kind of clients for your kind of practice will be the key, and there'll be enough business for all of us. We don't have to worry about
Kanaya,
DIY.
one last question, Kanaya. One last question. Yeah.
Good evening, ma'am. The question which I have about the 5 years experience, which is mandatory now, and it came in last year, July 2020. There's one more clause there about 2 years experience if you want to associate with a financial planner. So this experience they talk about is very specific in portfolio management or financial planning. So if somebody wants to start financial planning after CFP, so what will be the right way? Is mutual fund distribution the right way, or this, because there is no internship as such which is mandatory, because in CA, like I did my CA, I did 3 years articleship, but there is nothing like can you hear me? Sorry.
Yeah, there's nothing like compulsory internship. Yes.
Yeah. So then how do you go about it? How do you solve this puzzle?
So you can start off as an MFD, then the transition to become an RIA is painful. Let me tell you that upfront. But if you want to start as an RIA, you can start as an RIA. It's going to be an uphill task getting clients to pay. So both of them have their challenges. So if you are a chartered accountant and are you looking at financial planning as a profession, you have to choose one of these ways, MFD or RIA. So there is no financial planning as a profession. Right. So, I mean, you just because you're a certified financial planner, it doesn't mean that without the RA license, you can go and start charging a fee. Right. So that's a decision that you will have to make. Ideally, you interning with, when I say intern, you at least go and join as a company. I mean, join as a salaried employee with one of the established financial planners or RAs, learn for 2-3 years, either become a partner with them or start off on your own might be a great idea. I think that's how careers in financial planning will go about. And that's something that I will recommend to most people who are starting off. Don't start off on your own and try and do things. It's a complicated thing when you're dealing with people, their money, their emotions, and markets are not in your control at all. So things can go really wrong. So work with somebody, get some knowledge, get some hands-on experience about how people are managed, their emotions are managed, how under different circumstances, client portfolios are managed, get some knowledge, crowdsource some information before you start off on your own and start doling out financial advice. So that's precisely why there is a 5-year requirement for experience. And I think that's very well founded. You have to have that 5-year experience before you can start going independent and doing things on your own. Yeah, it's 5:50.
Bhuvana, before I start the remaining talk and before I kind of say a goodbye to you, first of all, sincere thanks for you for being here. And I know I asked you for somewhere around 40-50 odd minutes, and you have been here for more than 1 hour 20 minutes or so. So it's been really wonderful listening to you, your experiences, your success mantras, and all of your industry practices and the stuff that you shared with us. I know it was an honor to have you here today. You being an ICOFP alumni is always something that makes us proud. We kind of, you are one of those poster faces who represent ICOFP. When we say that, okay, these are the people who have been our alumni, successful financial planners.
You guys have been
so
around
one of
this
those faces.
a long time, right? So I think Bajaj Capital was one of the first people who came around doing this in the initial days, so which is amazing, which is great. So I've shared my email ID in the chat box, so in case anybody wants to reach out, feel free to reach out.
Sure.
And yeah.
Once again, thank you so much, Bhuvana, for being here.
Thank you very much. Thank you, RK. Thank you, everyone, and all the very best to all of you. Bye-bye.
Rajesh sir, your voice is not audible. We are not able to hear you.
Kanaya?
Yes,
Rajesh,
yes.
are you
Yes.
there? I
Yes,
think Rajesh sir lost the signal.
Nobody will join through any different device, or maybe he will switch the network internet service provider. So please stay for 1 or 2 minutes. He will join again.
Hello. Rajesh sir, unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, I was asking you guys to unmute me. Anyways,
Yes.
can you hear me now? Can you see the screen, Ashok?
Yes, sir. You are loud and clear.
Okay, perfect. So the remaining part of the talk is about CFP program, because Bhuvana was talking a lot about CFP certification, how CFP certification has helped her building a career into financial planning or financial services or wealth management space for that matter. And as she shared, she has been an alumnus of ICOFP. She has studied for CFP program with us. So let me talk more about CFP certification and about ICOFP as well. So to introduce and to talk more about CFP first, CFP is world's only 4-in-1 certification. So when I say 4-in-1, the beauty is that within one single program, you get 4 international certifications. Let me repeat that: within one single program of CFP, you get 4 international certifications. So the way the program is structured is, the program has been divided into 4 levels. You go on completing each level. So level 1 you complete, you get 1 international certification. Level 2 you complete, you get 1 certification. Level 3, and then CFP final you complete, you get 1 more certification, final CFP certification. So by the time you complete CFP, the whole of the program, you are decorated with 4 global international certifications. So that's the beauty of the program. So Yeah, it's a global program. It's an international mark of excellence. It is a gold standard program offered by Financial Planning Standards Board, USA. Now, the India board is no more there. So the entire program, the examination, everything is conducted by Fpsb USA directly. The program, the certification is valid in 27 countries across the world. All the big names that you take, the certification is valid everywhere. So tomorrow, if you want to go and practice in those countries, you are allowed to do that. So let me talk more about how the program is structured. As I said, the program is divided into 4 levels or 4 different parts. So the part 1 is the level 1, which is called investment specialist. So the focus of this level 1 content of the curriculum is more on the investment planning part. So what you want to study out here is every bit of equity, mutual fund, bonds, all the investment products, the personal financial management, even the investment laws, the regulations, everything is what gets covered into investment specialists. So level 1 is all about investment and nothing else. Level 2, as the name says, retirement and tax. So here what you are going to be studying is all the taxation stuff, and taxation will involve global as well as Indian elements. So you will also study about global taxation laws, some cross-border tax policies and rules and regulations, all that, and then the Indian tax laws in detail. So that's how taxation is structured. Similarly, the retirement planning part. So retirement planning essentially means the whole bit of financial planning. What is that? How are you setting your financial goals? What is that you want to achieve? How do you achieve that? So the whole thing is the whole bit of wealth management, wealth creation that gets covered into that module. Then you move on, and the third module is risk and legacy. So risk is the risk management, and the insurance is what gets covered at the specialized content, and the legacy is more of succession planning, the wealth passing on the wealth to the next generation. So that needs to be planned as well. So that's what the financial planner speciality is, that you kind of go on to study every bit of personal finance that is a part of human life. And then the final level is certified financial planner, which is more about how to manage clients, how to win clients, how to prepare financial plans, how to present financial plans. So all those behavioral aspects plus practical part of financial plan construction, that gets covered into the last part, which is certified financial planner. Once you complete all this, you have 4 global certification in your hands. That's the way the program is structured. So look at this. This is a very comprehensive thing that we have tried putting to kind of show you. So because a lot of you were asking questions about CWM and other stuff, so I will come and answer those queries as well. So you see, a wealth manager typically, or maybe let's say I am a person, I am an investor, and I am looking for some advice on some professional advice on investments in equities, derivatives, currency, commodities. Where do I go? I'll probably go to brokers or research analyst or somebody. If I am looking for advice on mutual funds, where will I go? MFDs, mutual fund agents. Looking for advice on insurance, where do I go? Insurance agents or advisor. Will I go? Probably a tax consultant or a chartered accountant or a TF. Financial planning. I have no one to go. I'll go only to the CFP, to the financial planner. How do I probably go to the lawyer, because this will involve inheritance and the succession law to be there. Investment laws, again, probably chartered accountant and the guys who would be the best suited to answer. Startup valuation, family. What I'm trying to say is, in a person,
sorry to interrupt you, Rajesh,
in an individual's life, personal finance
Rajesh,
covers all of these.
Your voice is badly cracking, sir. We are not able to hear you properly. Your voice is not completely audible, it's cracking.
Maybe the network is fluctuating a bit, but let me know when you are completely unable to hear me. Okay.
Sure, sure.
So the beauty of this whole thing is that CFP alone caters to all these needs. So CFP alone as a person, as a financial planner, is somebody who specializes into all this. One person who can answer all these investment needs of a client is a CFP. So that's where the speciality comes as a professional when you become a CFP professional. Okay, so coming back, so if you want to study CFP program, so what do you do? How do you study for CFP, right? So as Bhuvna said, she has studied for CFP at ICOFP. So let me talk about ICOFP as well. So we are India's first and the largest CFP education provider. She said that as well, that Bajaj Capital, our parent organization, is the company which brought this to India. So CFP certification was brought to India by us. So imagine the kind of authority that we have built by working on this program since 2002. For the last 19 years, we have been working on this program, and we have been, ICOFP and CFP have been synonymous to each other. So when you study at ICOFP, what do you get? So when you study at ICOFP, you probably get India's best and the most comprehensive, let me repeat that word, most comprehensive study materials on CFP. You get concept books, you get workbooks, and that too, printed books as well as ebooks. So you get both the formats, printed books, ebooks. You do group projects, you get assignments, you get recorded videos of all the classes that you do. Any single class, online class that you do, all the classes get recorded and the videos are shared with you. You have the access for next 1 year. So you can review the video, you can revise the concepts as many times as you wish. You get online mock tests to practice, you get class assignments, you get doubt clearing session, you get guest lectures by people like Bhuvna, Suresh Sadagopan, these guys coming and talking to you. You have case studies to practice. So the most comprehensive study material on CFP that you can get anywhere. And let me repeat that word, most comprehensive. That's what is the content, the USP of ICFP's delivery. Okay, so how do you study for CFP? So you have all these options available. You have classroom option, you have virtual option. Virtual is live online class like this. The only difference is right now all of you are on mute because it's a webinar, but otherwise in the live class, all of you will be unmute and the faculty would be teaching you live. You will be asking your questions and the classes will get recorded, that will be shared with you. So that's the live class thing. The other is an e-learning, which is a self-mode study where classes are pre-recorded, a pre-recorded video and books and all other learning materials will be given to you. You will have to study on your own. So two ways to study. One is an online live class. The other is a pre-recorded class. The classroom session right now is not working because of COVID protocols. We have been doing everything online for last 1 year and we have been making it wonderful. But one thing that I will like you to especially know from me is that as far as online learning is concerned, most of the people go on to think that online may not be as interactive as a classroom. But let me share that we have been doing online classes for CFP for last 8 years. So it's not since the last year. For last 8 years is that we have been doing online. So our faculty, our team knows how to deliver an experience of learning online. So these are the fees for joining CFP program at ICOFP. So as I said, two options are there right now. One is a virtual class, the other is an e-learning class. So virtual, as I said, the program is into 4 levels. So you can join us level by level as well. You can say that I will join for level 1, then I'll clear and I'll join for level 2. Likewise, that option is also open. And the best option is you join for the whole of the program in one shot, because that saves close to 45% money for you. If you join the program in one shot, you kind of save 45%. So that's a deal for you. And the best part is, if you wish to join, you don't need to pay the full fee. I mean, we have exclusive student loan arrangements as well, where you join by paying just the 5,000 rupees and enroll. And the balance comes in 6 easy EMIs. We have exclusive NBFC on arrangements which facilitate that. Okay, so there are certain fees. That was ICOFP fee. ICOFP is gonna cost you this much only, 37,500. If you wish to study online virtual class, 27,500 if you studied by a do it yourself method of a pre-recorded video. So that's your choice. ICOFP is gonna cost you this much only, that's all. The rest of the fee that you have to pay goes straight to the Fpsb board, the Financial Planning Standards Board USA. And the fees are, so one is the registration fee. So when you register with Fpsb, you have to pay $165. This is valid for 1 full year. Okay, so 1 year is the validity. Within 1 year, you have to complete all your exams. If you do not complete your exams, you will have to pay $110 again next year to renew that registration. Okay, and this is Fpsb Ebooks. So Fpsb from this year onwards itself, till last year we were into old curriculum. This year till June 2020 is when the curriculum got revamped and the new CFP curriculum came in. Since then, Fpsb has made it mandatory that their ebooks, they provide you learning content on their own online platform. Subscribing to that is mandatory. But let me repeat, that's an e-learning platform, an online book that they will provide you. They will provide you online book for all the text, all the modules that you have to study, all the 4 levels. Okay, but let me repeat, that will be online content. So you have to study it online. Whereas our books that we're going to provide you will be books, printed books, workbooks, again printed workbooks, practice papers. You will have ebooks as well. So we're going to provide you ebooks as well, right? So that's the difference that you have to keep in mind. So the ebooks fee is $300, but you don't need to pay $300 at one go. You pay it level by level. So when you subscribe for level 1, you pay $60 for level 1, $165 for registration, and $60 for level 1 book content fee. So that means what you pay is $225 when you register for the first time. Second time onwards, for level 2, what you end up paying is only $60 because registration fee you have already paid. Level 3, when you go, what you pay is $60. So $60 level wise, and the final level you pay $120. That's the way the content fee is structured. Similarly, when you book your exam, so for booking the exam, you again have exams happening once every month. So once every month for 3 to 5 days, there is an exam window when the exam happens. You can book the exam on your preferred date well in advance. And for booking the exam, you have to pay the exam fee, which is $61 for each of the levels, $122 for the final CFP final level. This again goes level by level, not in one go. And once you complete all of this, the whole of your CFP certification, then your final certification fee is $120 that you need to pay to claim your CFP final certificate. Okay, so that's the final fee. So if you put all of this together, this comes to $890. But the best part is this is not payable in one go. You have the luxury of paying it in bits and pieces as the program progresses. So it becomes quite affordable and easily payable for you. I know a lot of people were waiting for it. You were anxiously waiting to hear from us what is about CFP, what CFP program has. Let me just answer a few more things about this, and then I'll go back to chat. I'll answer a few questions from the chat also. Okay, so because you joined us today, you took out time, you joined us today, you were here. So for you, for being here today, of course, there need to be some incentive. There need to be some kind of a real way to thank you to be here. So the real way for thank you today is that we have a special offer for you today. So the one offer that you see is you kind of save 45% when you go for 4-in-1. Please read the last line as well. Don't get confused. This is a 4-in-1. So if you combine for the 4 programs together and join, you end up kind of saving almost 45% money. So that's valid even if you join me tomorrow. Okay, that's valid because that's the way the program has been packaged. You get close to 45% off if you join all those together. But what is available only today is you don't even need to pay me 10%. Don't even need to pay me 5,000 rupees. All you need to pay is pay just 10% of your fee. So if let's say virtual is 37,500, so you need to pay 3,750 today and enroll. The balance can come in easy EMIs. Similarly, if for e-learning, if the fee is 27500, so all you need to pay is 2750 today. The balance will come in 6 easy EMIs. this is zero interest EMI, but a processing fee will be charged. That will be 1,000 rupees plus GST. That the bank charges, I won't be charging that. And the best part is, this is something not to miss. Let me repeat, this is something not to miss. The best part is, if you join today, you save $150 on Fpsb fees. The Fpsb fee that you saw was $890. On that, you save $150, right? Which is close to 12,000 rupees saving if you join today. And how do you save that? The way you save is, each time you go on to join their learning content, as I said, they have made it mandatory for you to subscribe to the learning content. If I go back on this, so this part, if you see ebooks, $300, this I said was mandatory, but because you are studying with us, so we will give you a discount coupon, which when you put that discount coupon while you enroll for that content, you will get a 50% waiver. So that $300 would essentially become $150 for you as the program progresses, right? So you end up saving 12,000 rupees on Fpsb fees. That's the deal for you today. So not only 10%, not only saving 45%, you get a practical saving of 12,000 rupees straight away on Fpsb fees. So that's a big, big discount for you. So if at all CFP you have been thinking to do, don't wait, call us on this number. Our team is there. Our team is here to help you find all the answers that you need to know about CFP, about program and everything. And we're going to help you enroll and get the offer today. So Kanhaiya, if you can type this number in the chat also, that will help the participants. In the meantime, let me go back to the chat, and I have seen a couple of questions there. So let me answer those questions too. So one question that one of you asked was, how is CFP different from CPFA? Okay. Please understand, CFP is a certified financial planner program. It's about, the program is about financial planning. It's about wealth management. It's about investment planning, right? It's about mastering the personal finance space, right? So as people say, CFP is the CA of personal finance. Whereas the other program that you talked about, CPFA is Certified Professional Financial Accountant. Okay, so that's an accountancy course, accountancy certification, not a financial planning or wealth management certification. This is something, CFP is something which is specialized in personal finance and wealth management. CPFA is something which is into accounting. That too, CPFA is a very basic, very bacha kind of a course, very childish course in accounting. It's not something at par of CA or CW or that kind. Okay, so that's about that difference. The other thing that one of you asked is, how about CFP and QPFP? Okay, that's an interesting question to answer. So QPFP is offered by an institute or an organization called Network FP. Now, Network FP is an organization founded by one of our alumni only. Okay, so Sadiq happens to be our alumni. Sadiq has studied for CFP program with us. So again, as I said, if you go today and find out some of India's best known financial planners, practitioners, or entrepreneurs in the personal finance space, trust me, 80% or probably 90% of them would be ICFP alumni. So that's what we have been always proud of. The best of the people have studied with us. We have probably given birth to the best of the financial planners or the professionals. So Sadiq started this business long back, Network FP, where he has that certification called QPFP. Now, QPFP is a certification course which is offered by Network FP. It is not something which is a globally recognized course or which is even nationally recognized course. It's a small certification program which is offered by them. Okay, so there is no comparison at all. I mean, you are probably comparing different products, different things. Okay, Raja Mohan is asking whether all 4 levels should be completed. Okay, so you need to complete all 4 levels in 1 year. If you do not complete in 1 year, you have to pay the registration fee, $110 again, registration renewal next year as well. So that will be a cost, but ideally it should be completing it in a year's time. And the way we teach, we kind of aim at making you pass the exams, appear at and pass the exams in 8 to 10 months. That's what the time frame we ask you to keep in mind. So I think that answers Joella questions also. Ronak, what is the 5-year waiting period? Ronak, there is no 5-year waiting period. So I couldn't get your question. If you can write that again. There was one more question, how it is different from CISI's CFP. So AG, I don't know your name, but AG, CISI does not offer CFP. They offer many programs, many small bit of certification programs. I don't know if any program that they offer is abbreviated like CFP, but as much as I recall, none of their programs are abbreviated like CFP, but even if they are abbreviated, their programs are completely different. They are very small time certification programs, not a global international certification program like CFP. Same question. What is the 5-year waiting period? If you need to elaborate, I don't know. I'm not able to decode your question at all. Satish, you are asking for my number. So if you can call on this number, you will get connected to my team and they will connect you with me definitely, or they will give you my number. No worries. You just need to call on this number. They will give you my number. Do we have weekend classes? Yes, Joella, the classes are conducted only on the weekends. So that's the best part. The classes are conducted only on the weekends, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday late evenings and Sundays. So that makes it absolutely easy for professionals, for students, everybody to do the program, because you need not kind of find out separate time for it. How can one search job as a CFP fresher? So CFP, if you have passed out, the best thing is go and work with a wealth management company, with a personal finance company, maybe something like our promoter organization, Bajaj Capital. So our promoter organization, Bajaj Capital, looks out hiring CFPs big time. So because what happens is then you kind of get a practical experience for next 3, 4, 5 years. And then thereon, you can always go on to be an entrepreneur. You can set up your own practice. That's the way you are anyways licensed. As a CFP, you are licensed to practice on your own. Want to know more about experience requirement. So Pankaj, see, for CFP, the experience requirement is 3 years for CFP. Okay, the experience requirement is 3 years, but if you do not have 3 years of experience into financial services or any of the financial related things, then you need to mandatorily do a 1-year internship under a practicing CFP. Okay, so under a practicing CFP, that again, ICOFP will guide you. ICOFP will put you under a mentor, because the faculties who are going to teach you will be all practicing CFPs. The faculties again are something that we always keep talking about in a program like this. So you will be probably taught here with the best of the faculties in CFP domain that you can find in the country today. Your program director for CFP at ICOFP is herself a former director of Financial Planning Standards Board. So imagine a former director of Fpsb board herself coming and teaching you in the class. So that ways you have the best of the faculty coming and teaching you. These faculties tomorrow become mentors for you when you pass on the certification, and then if you want to do 1-year internship, because if you do not have experience. So I hope that answers as well. NISM certification, NISM 10A, 10B is not even 20% of what CFP certification is. Trust me, you take the content, this not that I am talking about, you take the content, the curriculum and compare it yourself. NISM 10A, 10B is not even 20-25% of the whole CFP program. The CFP will be in English or English. See, that all depends on Shreyan's, Jan, that all depends on the batch that you are in. If you say that I want to be a completely out and out English batch, we will put you accordingly. If you say, no, I want a batch which is a little bit of English where the faculty interacts mixing Hindi and English as well, that's fine. We have both kind of batches available, both options available. Ashish is asking for my email ID. Kanaya, can you type my email ID in the chat quickly? I'm an ARN holder for last 3 years. Can it be counted in CFP? Yes, of course. Your ARN number, if generated for more than 3 years, that's a valid experience proof. Your insurance code generated for more than 3 years old, that's a valid experience proof. What is the experience requirement for RIA if someone... See, RIA, as Bhuvana also said, it's better. I mean, RIA, because it's regulated by a government entity, it's a SEBI circular. So it's better that you read between the lines, because it's very tricky. You know, somewhere in the circular, they will write a little differently. I have conducted a talk on RIA requirements. I have explained the whole RIA process separately. I'll ask somebody to send you the video where you learn about the RIA process. Kanhaiya, if you can note down, Avinash is the one whom you need to send the RIA process, the whole bit of video, because I'm just trying to save time. We have time, another 2-3 minutes only. So I'm an IFA, got my ARN in 2008. Yes, so you have your experience. That experience is valid. You can do CFP. If CFP is specialized in stock market investment. So Nataraj, as I said, in CFP level 1, that will have all bit of investment. So stock market, derivatives, commodities, currency, everything will get covered into CFP. So CFP program is actually a gamut of all this. So within CFP, you will study everything. The taxation from CA, investment planning from brokers, research analysts, advisors, everybody. Insurance from the insurance advisor, mutual from the mutual fund NFD. The regulation laws from the CA or the lawyers, succession planning from the lawyers. So all this knowledge from different persona that gets gathered and make you a complete investment professional, complete financial planner. That's what the program is. How to enroll with Fpsb and exam with NSE. So Fpsb, enrolling with Fpsb and booking your exam, that's all is facilitated by my team. Once you join us, my team handholds you. So they send you the complete note, how to book your exam, they guide you, they help you. That's our job. Even for setting up the exam is conducted online. So we have our tech team, which is there and which is there to guide you. They do a kind of a mock setup, they put the software, they do a run, they help you and do everything that is possible. So Pankaj, as I said, internship is done. If you do not have experience, internship is done with our coaches. And placements, of course, the whole world is open. But then if you complete CFP, I would say, why not join Bajaj Capital, our parent organization? We keep hiring CFPs like anything. Can I set the get the said discount if I enroll tomorrow? Today is Saturday. So who asked this? Devin. So Devin, this offer is only for today, because that 12,000 wala offer, that Fpsb discount, is something which I kind of have to share with Fpsb also, that okay, these many people joined whom I will be giving discounts tomorrow, and you need to give, because that's not my discount. That is something that you get straight from the Fpsb fees. Okay, so I will encourage you to join today. What is the exam format? Exams are all objective and they are done online. You can appear at the exam right at your place, your home. The 2 hours exam for level 1, 2, 3 and a 3-hour exam for the final level. They are all objective questions appearing on your computer. All you need is a Windows computer. The exam cannot be conducted on an Apple laptop. So that's all, and you can take the exam online. What is the age criteria? The minimum age of for joining CFP program is 18 years, and the minimum qualification is 10 plus 2. That's all. You need to be 10 plus 2, minimum 18. That's the only requirement you have. From where can I enroll for the program? So Garima, all you need to do is call on this number. My team is there to help you enroll, and that they will guide you further. Ashish, for sure, yes, we will share the video. No, don't worry. How to pay for the Fpsb fees. So Suman, as I said, okay, you joined last week. So Suman, if you have joined last week in our program, don't worry. As the program progresses, so by end of the first month, my team will guide you how to how to register at Fpsb. Why they do not ask you to register immediately is because, as I said, see, Fpsb fees has 1 year validity. So if you pay today, your meter for 1 year starts today, right? So what they technically do is, the way you are, I mean, almost when you are halfway of your level 1, they ask you to register, so that at least you save 1.5 months time. Yeah, so they will come and handhold you if you have joined us. If you have not joined us, then you need to contact the other persons. No maximum age. No maximum is there. Yeah, Jignesh, both can remain together. Perfect. Yeah, Suman, so you have joined us. So rest assured, if you have joined this batch only, they will come back to you by June end and they will give you a complete manual of how to register, a complete manual, descriptive. And then Ashok will be one who will be guiding you, who will be helping you as well. Yeah. So can CFP do the practice? Yes, you can do your financial planning practice. So you can register as an RIA. That's your choice. Fee and curriculum of CFP. So fee, I explained you, Vikas. I explained the fees. Curriculum also, I explained the way the program is structured in 4 levels. And then at each level, you have different modules to study. At each level, you have, so level 1, you have three modules to study. The first is personal financial management. Then you have investment planning and asset management. And the third is regulatory environment and legal compliances. So these 3 are the first level 1 content. And each of these would be further divided into 2. Global content and an India specific content. So anything that you study, we will be studying global practices too, and India laws, India related products as well. Then you move on to level 2. Level 2 is retirement and tax. So retirement planning and taxation planning is the module, which again will have sub-modules, global and India. Then you move to level 3, which will be risk and legacy. So that will have risk management and insurance, and then the legacy, which is succession planning and wealth management. Then you have the final one, CFP certification, where you have 3 modules, which is one is the client engagement, the other is the financial planning process, and the third is the financial planning construction, the actual bit of construction. And it will also involve a practical project. Okay, so the last stage, at the last level, you will be supposed to be doing a project, a live project, which Fpsb will give you. You have to complete the project, give it to them. Once your project is evaluated, then you will be allowed to sit at the exam. Once you clear the exam, then you get the final certificate. And fees, I have already explained. When will this batch start? So the batch has already started, and we keep starting new batches every month, Venkat. So I mean, join us as soon as you can, and we will put you into the right batch. If I join today, ICFP and Fpsb both need to be paid? No. You need to pay only ICFP fees and join Fpsb fees, as I said, that you pay only when the program progresses and as it progresses, level by level, not in one go. Okay. Can you please share the screen of the modules? I have shared the screen, the modules. Okay, you want me to go back probably. Okay. So these are the modules. These are the modules. Devin, if you want a screenshot, you can take a screenshot here. Vikas Gupta, tell me about fees. I've explained about the fees. Kiran Shinde, how much is the strength of the batch? So Kiran, technically the strength of the size of the batch is around 30 to 35, not more than that, because it's a virtual class. We want it to be interactive. So we restrict it to 30, 35 in general, we don't go beyond that. 30, 35, beyond that, we make a new batch. So we have multiple batches running at the same time on the same session, but will be put into different class.
Rajesh sir, we have another class scheduled at 6 o'clock. So we need to wind up.
So that's the last question, Kanaya, and then I'll kind of sign off. No, there is no time gap needed between 2 levels. And the best part is, if you want to attempt all levels in one month itself, that also you can do. Level 1, 2, and 3 can be done in any order. So if you say 3 first, maybe you are an insurance agent and you say, I have insurance at the, I have more command on insurance. So that also is the choice available. Level 1, 2, and 3 can be done in any level. Level final can be done only when you complete 1 plus 2 plus 3. Everything is done. How fast can I take my exam? You take 1 exam every month, Suman. That's your choice. If you take 1 exam every month, you complete it in 4 months. But what we advise you is level 1, you spend 3 months. Level 2 and 3, 2 months each. Final level, 3 months. So net, we say that it's a 10 months job. This is what our plan typically is. But depending on your background, let's say you are a chartered accountant yourself. So half of things you feel that basics I know, I need to just get specialized in. So that's your choice. You can then probably quicken up. Please share the discount screen again. So, okay, so let me go back to the discount screen again. So this is the discount. If you join all the 4 programs in one go, you almost save 45% rather than joining program level wise. So it is wiser to join in one go. That's one. Second is you pay 10% and you enroll in the program today. And the third is you save 1,500 to 12,000 rupees, so $150 on Fpsb fees. Yeah. So as my team kind of triggered me that we have another class, another session scheduled on the same. So it's time to say goodbye. I know there are a few questions which are unanswered, but trust me, just call on this number. My team is there to help. Ask it to my team well. So I welcome you all. I will look forward to you joining ICOFP and probably being the next bonus that we can. So that's all. Bhuvna here as well. To say good night. Thank you team for being here.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, everyone.